Welcome back to the channel. This is collection update number 11. I got 6 records, 1 tape, 1 CD. So, been a while, over a month since I did a collection update. Been dragging my feet, had some stuff picked out, to show. Wasn't feeling it, good stuff individually, but as a group, it seemed kind of, not a big deal. So I put everything back and picked out new stuff. So I was happy with this group, so decided to move forward. So, when I buy something new, haven't bought anything lately. I'll be honest, been broke lately. Haven't bought anything lately, but bought a lot of stuff that I haven't shown you yet. When I buy a record, I got a stack leaning against the wall in the floor, and I put it there. And then after I show it in a video, then it gets filed away alphabetically in the collection. So that pile has been getting bigger and bigger because I get something, I ordered a bunch of black metal, for example. And I thought, if I bought 3 or 4 more black metal records, I could do like a whole themed, Norwegian black metal collection update. So I put those aside, right? And then I bought something else, and I thought, a couple more records, and I could do another themed collection of it. So I put those aside. I put all my Cannibal Corpse and 6 Feet Under records aside because I am going to do the Chris Barnes appreciation video, I promise. It's just, I'm working on it, I promise. I take forever, I apologize. But yeah, I set that stuff aside for that video. Next thing you know, I got this big stack of records that I haven't shown. So I decided just, I'm other than the Chris Barnes stuff, I'm still going to save those. Everything else, I'm just going to show you, not worry about it. Not worry about doing a themed video. First up, Carcass, Reek Putrefaction. Censored cover, right? I just assumed, I ordered this off of eBay. I just assumed that maybe the inner sleeve would have the uncensored artwork, but no, there's nothing inside. Just as plain, bare bones, black vinyl, full dynamic range. Earache Records from 1988. Had that put aside because I was going to do a Goregrind video, kind of like an introduction to Goregrind. Try to convince you that it's worth listening to, because I know a lot of people watching have zero interest in Goregrind. I like it. So I was going to kind of make my plea, this is good stuff, check it out. And I saved some Goregrind, the origins of Goregrind, Might as well show you the next one. Is another Carcass. Symphonies of Sickness. Also not the original cover. It does have an insert. This is the inner sleeve. Lyrics. It is also on black vinyl, Earache Records. So yeah, Carcass. Neither one of those Carcass records are my favorite. That will be a different video. They're good stuff. Like I said, the beginnings of Goregrind. So if you're curious, a lot of Goregrind nowadays, it's like, who knows, but certain, like your pharmacist, outfits like that, stay true to the roots, and this is where it started. So, before I get too much further, let's go with the next one. Pathologist. This is Putrefactive and Cadaverous Odes about Necroticism. This is good stuff, you know. It's like, here's the thing. I probably shouldn't say this. You got lyrics on the inner sleeve, right? You know what? And it's on black vinyl, and I wrote down. I didn't even print out my notes. I'm looking at my Chromebook. Nasphere Records, I think this is out on, as well as this one. This is the second Pathologist album from '93. This, what I was saying, I like the second Carcass album better than the first Carcass album. I like the first Pathologist album better than the second Carcass album. I like the second Pathologist album better than all of them. This is good stuff. This is, if you like, I've spoken before about Pharmacist. That first Pharmacist album is great. It sounds just like this. You know, this is what that first Pharmacist album sounds like, is this. From 1993. Did I say the name even? Grinding Opus of Forensic Medical Problems. I didn't really rehearse or anything for this video. This is just, you know, I got, my notes consist of dates and labels. That's it. So yeah, check this out. I don't know how well known this is. I mean, everybody knows Carcass, right? Does everybody know Pathologist? Because this album, this is just Goregrind classic. Good stuff. Black vinyl. Next up, let's talk about Mayhem. Now, I like Mayhem as much as the next guy, right? Here's the thing. What album do you think of when I say Mayhem? May not be this one, but this is probably my favorite. You know, Deathcrush. This is their first EP. Really nice gatefold. What is it? Back on Black Records or whatever put this out. It has a Venom cover, but that's not the only reason it's my favorite. Let me take this out. Black vinyl. I don't know. It's just, I think they peaked with their first EP. You know, I hate to say it, but I love Deathcrush. I like, you know, was it Dom Mysteries, Dom Day Mysteries, Dom Satanis. That's probably, you know, I was going to buy, this was part of my black metal. You know, I got a bunch of black metal. I bought like a bunch of Burzum records. You know, I'll show you those later, you know, spoiler alert. You know, I don't know. Deathcrush is just my favorite Mayhem record. You know, it's just, you know, I don't know. Some of their stuff is just, had tickets to see Mayhem, you know, had tickets in Joliet, I believe. Who was, I can't remember who was with them. No, Midnight, I believe, was opening on that tour. I had tickets. I bought tickets. I was going to be there. And I got off my antidepressants and I didn't give a fuck and I didn't go. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say about Mayhem, I guess. This is my favorite Mayhem. You know, sue me. Next up is not metal. This is punk. This is Bad Religion, Against the Grain. Now, I went through a huge, very long punk phase in the 90s, 2000s. And I love Bad Religion. Did I say this is from 1990 on Epitaph Records, of course? Not really. I can't listen. I listen to metal. I listen to punk. I don't like to mix genres. If I'm listening to metal, I listen to metal. Sometimes I get in the mood for punk, and I listen to punk. Haven't been in the mood for punk in a while. A couple years, maybe. I mean, other than the Misfits and Samhain, you know, I can always listen to them, you know. But like your other stuff, like your Dead Kennedys, your Black Flags, you know, your Bad Religions, your NoFX. I love NoFX. You know, I think they don't get enough credit. NoFX is a great fucking band, in my opinion. Saw them live once. Great show, you know. So only reason I bought this, I got lost my train of thought. Only reason I bought this, it was a limited edition on clear vinyl. I really dig clear vinyl. Limited to like 300, you know, Brooklyn Vegan exclusive or whatever. And I knew it would sell out really quick. And it wasn't that expensive, so I just, without thinking, I bought it. I listened to the first side. This is one of those albums, when it came out, I listened to it so much, it's just ingrained in my brain anyway. But yeah, I just listened to one side. And it's good stuff. I'm just not in the mood for Bad Religion right now. But I knew it would sell out. It did sell out like the next day. So I wanted to own it. It's just one of those fear of missing out things is why I bought it. But yeah, one of these days, I'll be in the mood for Bad Religion. And I've got Against the Grain. Had it on cassette back in the day. Was stolen. Stealing people's car stereos used to be a thing. That's probably not a thing anymore, right? Used to be, no matter how junky the car was, had a nice stereo. People spent a lot of money on their stereo for their car. And so did I, right? I even had a fancy one where you could take the faceplate off, you know, and take it with you, put it in your pocket, you know, and so that way if you looked in, it looked like you didn't have a stereo, but you had it in your pocket, you plugged it back in. That was like a thing, right? Never did it, right? Bought it, never took it out and took it with me. Just never did. So one time I was broke down on the highway and somebody, while I was trying to get, you know, help, didn't bust the window out, but unlocked my car and stole my stereo, right? And that was the stereo that had the little faceplate that you could take off and take with you. I just didn't do that. I never did that. So yeah, this Against the Grain was the tape that was in my tape player when some asshole stole my stereo on the Florida Turnpike. Went to a football game in Miami. Got free tickets to a preseason Dolphins Cowboys. I think it was maybe 92, 93. They won the Cowboys won the Super Bowl that year. So what years did they win the Super Bowl? I don't remember. But yeah, I saw them preseason. And on the way home, the car broke down. And you already heard the story. So that's it for records. Next up, we'll just stick with punk for a minute because I got one more punk thing to show you. This is a CD. Let me take it out real quick. This is Big Fucking Skull. 6 Skulls Against the World. Now, this is horror punk. All right. I'm going to call it horror punk with a sense of humor, right? Every song has the word skull in the title. But I'll show you. I'll just show you. How about that? Skull, lots of skulls. Sense of humor, horror punk. This is not a new purchase. This I've had for years, and I just recently found it in the basement. Had to open a box in the basement, some CDs in it. Now, when I lived in Vegas, I went through a Sinatra phase. So I got a stack of Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. CDs, all right? Listened to them a bunch, you know, and Dean Martin, back in the day, in my Vegas day. Drank a lot of martinis. Started drinking martinis and listening to the Rat Pack when I lived in Vegas. So I lived the life, right? It was good times. Don't listen to that stuff anymore, so I don't have it with my collection. It's in a box in the basement. Along with, I mean, I've got like, you know, some Afghan Wigs CDs. Went through an Afghan Wigs phase. I'm a Greg Dooley fan. You know, I can't help it. So, yeah, for somehow, this got mixed in with that stuff. And it shouldn't have, because this is a great punk record. It's from 2000. I believe this was self-released. I don't know, if you like the Misfits, you know, if you like horror punk, you know, Big Fucking Skull. These guys, I don't know if they're still around or if they got back together or what, but they got some new material, I believe. You know, they got a new 7-inch. They advertised on Facebook. It's coming out soon. And it looks like there's some stuff on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. So, yeah, if you like punk, if you like horror punk, Big Fucking Skull. It's good stuff. Last up is a tape. So I was shopping on Bandcamp, and I found something I wanted, and I was going to buy it on tape. So a lot of times you save on postage if you buy multiple things, right? So I went to the label, and I looked. It was Transylvanian Recordings. Picked out something else that I liked, you know. Ran across this. This is a 3-piece, all-female death metal band, Harlequin. This is Deep Throat. This is a compilation. It's got some live material. Faceplant Live EP, which has been released previously, and I think another 4 songs, live tracks that have not been released, I think. It's on a gold tape. It's just good death metal. Sometimes fast, sometimes mid-tempo. You got 2 different, you know, it's 3-piece. Got 2 different vocalists. You got one kind of like a yell, screaming vocals, and then the other one is doing traditional, like, guttural death metal growls. And they just go so great together, you know. It's weird. Like, I'd never heard of them. When I found this, I'd never heard of them. I sampled, like, 1 track. And on that 1 track, you know, the strength of that 1 track, I bought the tape. And it's just so good, you know. And it's all live material, which is weird that the first thing I would buy of a band is like a live EP. But yeah, they got a new album. I was just on Metal Archives. They got a new album that just came out last year. Didn't know about it. So I'm going to check out some of their other stuff. But yeah, Harlequin, Deep Throat. I've got like I said, a couple other things from Transylvanian Recordings. Showed them in a future update. You know, tapes and CDs get stacked on top of my stereo until I show them. Then they get filed away. So that's all I've got to show you. It's not too bad, 22 minutes or so. That's it. That's collection update number 11. Now, like I said, I haven't bought anything recently, but I've still got some stuff to show you. So I'll try not to wait a month next time. Now, if you're watching this still, but you've not watched the Week in Metal, I do this video every week called the Week in Metal, where I talk about new releases, new stuff, what came out the previous week. And I know that not everybody that's a subscriber is watching those. So why don't you give the next one a shot? Maybe I'll turn you on to some good music, But hey, if you just want to watch collection updates, that's cool too. It's cool if you just want to watch these. I will try to do them more frequently till I run out of records. We'll see. Hopefully, my income is not steady. My income fluctuates a lot. And right now, things are on a downturn. Things might be looking up soon. So once I'm able to spend money, I will be buying more music. So, I'm kind of dragging my feet on updates because I want to stretch this stuff out that I've already bought as long as I can. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit subscribe. It's free. Don't cost a dime. Just hit subscribe. We're good. Anyway, see you probably tomorrow with the Week in Metal. And I will try to get back to you in less than a month for collection update number 12. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.